All right, guys. So this is going to be the game model for today. It is our 3-3-1-3, three at the back with options for coverage, right? The key part is going to be the six. So I think Alex is the only person who can turn both defense into offense and offense into defense, right? So this is the formation. You're not wedded to it. We're going to exchange positions as needed, right? We've done a really good job for the most part, of doing that. And I'm going to go through instructions on each position individually. So, in the attack, one of these players goes all the way into the forward line. Now we're funneling the forward line. So, a couple things. If the ball is in the middle, right? The ball, say, in the midfield, then this player is here. These two players rotate. So I want Abe as an anchor here. And mostly because I want the ball cleared with the head. Don't want it to drop. Abe can step and make sure the ball doesn't drop. Right? But then this player here wide. And this line here, there's a couple ways you can draw this line. But we're drawing this line from the midfield or middle of the attacking, top of the midfield third to the opposite post. So it's a much narrower disposition. When you hit this line, you start going narrow, no matter who it is. And you cross over and then recycle. So right around the penalty spot, once you get to the penalty spot, you cross over and recycle. So we don't want anyone sitting in the box waiting. Guys constantly cycling through the box. And that's because we need the cover. Because this ball a lot of times is going to the goalkeeper and then getting thrown over our heads on counters. So we don't want that to happen. And then we are releasing these players, Eric and Christian, when we have the ball to go. Right? You're essentially the striker, and then someone's got to cover. That's fine. Right? But our rest defense is basically there, and then it shifts inversion. And maybe even like that. Either way. Right? And that should give us great offensive options in the middle, in the second phase, right? And it should give us attacking options. Not down the line, guys. I know this space is very attractive to you guys because it's wide open. We want to force the ball down the middle and then counterattack, counter press, right? So a lot of times, if you look at our flow of play, right? We're losing the ball because we're forcing it in the counterattack phase. A lot of times we're forcing it wide and there's no cover, right? So we want to get away from playing the ball into the channels. This space here, that's not in the field. If the ball goes into this space, we don't want to cross into the middle. There's no cover down here, right? If the ball goes into the space, we want to go and secure it. Move it out. And the final ball is a loop, a flick, or a scoop, right? Or a chop. And in particular, if this ball goes wide, and let's say it's not too wide, we can make a run underneath, right? And then this guy is crashing along the line there, narrow, right? But if we're in the corners, we got to work the ball out of the corners. So we're going to play in fours. It could be a 3-1. It could be a 4-0. Could be a 2-1-1. Right? Could be Eshkandina. So this guy runs or this guy's not there. Then we work the ball backwards and then we go up the ladder. And then when the ball's lost, right? Remember our position. positions are these, right? But our disposition is narrow, with those lines crossing over and these guys rotating. And then our disposition behind is narrow and high, with Alex winning the second ball or winning the ball on a bad clearance. That's where the goal is going to come from. Those are the missing goals, right? So our initial ball, as we break out, we've got to think about, is there a scoop? Are the runs narrow and convergent? Or is there a chop? Right? You can play with this line a little bit, but the wider it goes, that's the less we want to do of that, because there's no counterattack behind. And we are going to be really high in pressing with a rest defense that's going to be high, right? JMO should be there. So our number one go-to is, yes, counterattack. Right? Our number one go-to is going to be counterattack. But I want the second man in close, Isaac and Mason. I want the second man in close. When we play the second man, then guys are going to run through. When they run through, they run to the line, and they start heading, boom, they bump the line, and they start heading to the opposite post. They bump the line, start heading to the opposite post. Right? Second man in close. It's going to be ridiculously easy to hit the second man. Right? And then, whoops. Right? Mason's got a good flick. He's got a good through ball. He's got a good chop. He's got good passing and vision. He'll get us the ball. Then, right, we got to go narrow. That second ball got to get in there. And if we lose it, then Alex gets the ball in space. We're creating that cover and space, right? And Alex can take a shot. He can dish off to Mason, right? He can place, someone cutting in and wide, right? Isaac's very good we do have to cover occasion like that, right? And then in the third action, if that doesn't work, right? So first action, counterattack. Counterattack, momentum breaks down, or we miss the second man, we pull up the ball. When we pull up the ball, we're just going to possess and get narrow. If we can't get the ball in, then it goes to JMO. And only then do we get wide and high. And if they press, the ball goes long. If they don't press, then we're going to create free men everywhere. If the ball goes back to JMO and they don't press, we can pull out a little bit to the point where we match our triangle more, or we match our lines more. Right? So we just need to add an extra phase. We need to recognize when the momentum of the counterattack breaks down that we're going to secure the ball. We have to recognize that when we're attacking wide, we need to pull the ball out of the corner. It's going to take 4 players to do that. Pull the ball out of the corner. And and start attacking narrow again. Sort of like first phase is counterattack. Second phase is maintain pressure and artificial counterattack. Artificial counterattack because we're attacking narrow, and then if we lose the ball, we're jumping behind and getting it. And there's a second counterattack phase. If we feel that it's not on, then the ball goes back to JMO. If they press, we go long. If they zone, we spread out and create free men. So we're adding phase as best we can. Now, individual instructions. JMO, high line. If there's a press, go long right away. If there's no press, step on the ball. Allow us to spread out within those parameters, within those lines. And there should be free men, right? Because they're going to have a goalie, they're going to have a center back, then they're going to be man marking on the strikers, which only leaves 6 in the midfield third against our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 on 8 in the midfield is what we're trying to create in that secondary phase of play. Again, guys, don't attack wide. Don't sit in the middle. You come here, you didn't get the ball, you run through, you come back, hit the line, run through. That line is a hard line, boom, boom. So you run north on the counterattack, you didn't get the ball, you hit the line, you bounce along the line, you hit that other line, you come back. All right, so Abe, we went over Abe. Don't let the ball bounce. He's there for the header. I need some height. No offense to the short guys. Abe is going to step hard and clear the ball for us. He does a good job at that. We talked about the outside guys. One of the outside guys goes in our rest defense. Alex is here more just to manage distribution. Find feet Alex, right? Realize he's left-footed, guys. So it's going to create, just like where Noah scored the other day, it's going to create a nice, quick distribution on the right side with the inside foot shoot. So whoever's going to be here, whether it's Paolo, right, Mason, Isaac, maybe Zach and Arya sometimes, certainly Andres, shoot, guys. Max, Wyatt, shoot. All right. And so we discussed what Alex does. These guys are essentially 8s. I think it's Zach. Mason, false 9 as always. Isaac and Noah, be strikers. Stay narrow, be strikers. Go help to get the ball out. Don't go wide. Attack the big space and try and cross the ball in, guys. Right? Go help. Get the ball back out. Either go back to JMO with it, right? Or run an automation and start attacking narrow. And then step up, everybody. Don't let them breathe. We cannot, when we lose the ball, we can't drop and cover the option. We've got to go to the ball. Play against the ball. Pretend you have cover. Why should you pretend you have cover? Because our whole offense is based on cover. And our whole transition is based on cover. Right? And then don't miss the short man in transition. We want to hit the second man, guys. Hit the second man. You see the ball going away from you. You see the second man turn their back. That's a signal for you to go. You go, Eric to go, and you hit the line. Right? Boom, boom. Right? And then, so these guys have also, we got Mason, the false 9, doing a great job of being the second man. Hit his feet, guys, especially if he's close. Can't miss Mason. Can't miss Isaac. Can't miss Zach. Zach has been doing a great job of helping and making the decision to go forward, maintain pressure, right? So Zach is a great person to rely on if you need help. Mason's a great person to rely on if you still think that we can attack. He's got good distribution. He's calm on the ball. He's got a definitely working his first touch, a decent first touch, right? So it's coming together. Noah, great off the ball, right? Just, I would, again, be narrow. Come in. Your goal was coming in and then going to goal, right? Isaac, great verticality. To make this right? Make sure that when you're running until you hit this point, however you want to judge it, Isaac, then go. So be vertical and then go. Be vertical, then go, right? When you hit the other line, axis. And then Isaac, you've been done a good job of dropping in and covering as well. So like, if you look at the game last week, guys, we dominated. They were a really good team, and we dominated almost every minute. Almost every minute. And I think that's what the frustration comes from, is that it was such a good performance on our part, and we had nothing to show for it. It doesn't help when the other coach, the referees are giving them penalty kicks and calling back goals. But I think that's where the frustration comes from. If you look at it, we put strong passes together. We had a couple times where we had a player out of position and then got exploited one-on-one, but that's, that happens. And we got to put the ball in the net. So I think Paolo got to shoot. Eric got to shoot rather than take the long touch, right? Noah come narrow. Isaac, Zach, and Mason. I mean, it's tremendous improvement. Aria, let's get you off the ball, running deep. Because I think the fitness is there now, right? Get you off the ball and running deep. So those are your instructions. And these guys step up. We did that. Andres, we need a big game from you, right? So very similar to what you did in Pontiac. We need to get you involved, right? So sometimes, Andres, you like stepping out, get the ball back in the middle quick. Don't go deep, don't go here, right? Get the ball back in the middle quick. And it should be a good game, guys. I anticipate that they're going to be pressing a lot, right? So in order to deal with that, we need triangles on the ball as opposed to strictly positional. And then, let's say this. Maybe they're going to be blue. We need a post-up player, right? So in our counterattack phase, we need a second man. Then Mason drops and gets the ball. So we need a false nine. And then we need a second man. And then we need a post here. And then that opens the space behind. Right? But this player's got a post. If we play the post, we support the post, play through. And that, again, opens the space behind. Right? So Noah and Zach, likely, if the ball gets played into the post, then you guys are backdoor. Cutting in. Anyway, guys, good luck today. We'll see you out there. Thanks. Bye.